This is the home for Molloy College Athletics. www.molloylions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Come down to Jake's for happy hour every Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 7 p.m. $4 mixed drinks, $5 select house wines by the glass, $4 select domestic beer, and $5 select craft beers. Looking for some delicious food? Jake's Sunset Special features a price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. Friday night at Jake's is Prime Rib Night, a delicious 26-ounce prime rib with popover, mashed potatoes, and dessert, all for just $49. Can't get enough? Well, Jake's does brunch too. Sunday mornings receive free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for $10. And don't forget, you get 10% off at Jake's Monday through Saturday with a Lions Land card. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Can't get enough Molloy College Athletics? Tune in 15 minutes prior to every Lions home game for the Molloy Lions pregame show. Stats, analysis, and interviews to get you set for the game. It's the Molloy Lions pregame show, and it starts 15 minutes prior to every home game right here on your home for Molloy College Athletics, www.molloylions.com.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all of your catering needs. And now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Plus, you can receive a 10% discount with a Lions Land card. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a full-service sports injury center for rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and sports enhancement training. William J. Schwartz has 17 years of experience with athletes. Call 516-798-9605 for more information.
Mercy Medical Center and South Island Orthopedic Group are the proud medical providers of Molloy College Athletics. They are committed to serving the community with state-of-the-art, compassionate health care. You can reach them at 516-62-MERCY or on the web at www.mercymedicalcenter.chsli.org.
MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College Athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com. Remember, your home for Molloy College Athletics is www.MolloyLions.com.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College Athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
Hey, this is Danny Longo, head coach of your Molloy Lions men's soccer team, and you're listening to all the action live on MolloyLions.com.
From Skello Sports Complex, Rockville Center, New York, it's time once again for Molloy Lions Soccer. Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome on this beautiful September Thursday afternoon here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. MolloyLions.com, as the Lions will face Philadelphia University Rams in their only meeting of the season, a non-conference bout between the two schools. Well, last game for the Lions, 3-2 right now, and boy, last game was an exciting one. A double overtime loss, 4-3 to Queens College to open up ECC play. And that was a tough one for them. Munoz, Zapata, McNevin all had goals in the loss. Tepedo had 6 saves, but it was a tough one. Again, after a 3-1 win over Dominican, then you come back and you try and get things going, at least in the ECC, and try and start there, at least in the conference on the right foot. But unfortunately for them, they ended up falling by a final score of 4-3. But some bright spots here coming back. Messiah White will return to the lineup after having to sit out the prior game due to the card situations for him. So he'll be back in the lineup, and the Lions will get their leading scorer, who is also tied for the ECC with 10 points, second only in goals to Jason Lampkin of LIU Post, who, again, they're on top of that conference. They are, seems like, every single year. Well, again, the Lions coming in today, and they'll have a weekend bout for a soccer doubleheader that, of course, will have all the action here on the MolloyLions.com. But for this weekend, it's going to be a different situation. But for now, you have a very tough task at hand for Danny Longo's squad. You're facing a good school from the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference, a team that was picked number 1, back-to-back conference champions. And right now, they're sitting 3-2-2 on the season. So, again, this is a team that has not hit their stride as much as they have in the past. They have a lot of good players on their roster, returning all-conference players, an honorable All-American in Angelo Dembalis. So, I mean, this is a tough squad going forward. The Lions are going to have a tough task on hands today. And also, don't forget, there's a doubleheader that we're going to have here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network, as the volleyball squad will take on LIU Post tonight. We'll also have all that action for you. Pregame show starting at 5:45. We'll hear from Billy Correa. So again, we'll get you the starting lineup as of right now as they're being announced. You see on their field, and might be able to hear a public address announcer, Rick Rossetto, in the background. First with the visiting Philadelphia University Rams. Sauer is between the pipes, recent CACC Defensive Player of the Week. Brown, Ruff, and Chesky on that back end. Rose, Charoy, Canella, and Francato in the middle. Dembalis is also right in that midfield as well, but again, the team's leading scorer right now with 3 tallies. Memis and Colry are the guys up front. So a tough starting 11 for them against some guys there who have tons of experience. So for the Lions, on the other hand, their starting lineup, and we've seen it for some time, it hasn't really changed up too much. Tepedo is in between the pipes. Sinacor, McNevin, Michella, and Fackner are on the back end. Jimenez will also play in that midfield towards back role. And again, last year, once he came off injury, he really took over and was probably their strongest player, at least on the back line. Polamini, Zapata, and Franco in the midfield, and then Posh and White up front for Danny Longo's squad. Again, Danny Longo in his 9th season. Assistant coaches Michael Dombo, Chuck Phelan, Tyler Body, Sammy Saad, and Justin Cork. Again, Cork, the newcomer, working with the goalies, the former starting keeper for this squad the last 3 seasons. Our officials this evening, the head referee is Nabil Al-Siadi. Emmanuel Tenkang and Kenneth Rojas are our assistant referees. So again, we're almost set to get underway here from Skello Sports Complex. It's a beautiful day out. The sun is shining, about mid-80s, low to mid-80s. A little bit of a breeze, but just enough where it does not feel like we're close to fall. It still feels like a summer kind of day. And these are the kind of ones that you like on these afternoon contests, where it's just warm enough but not too warm that you have to deal with anything. So now we'll take a chance with the last bit of predictability in this game, our national anthem.
NCAA East Coast Conference and Molloy College all promote a positive game environment and good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Your cooperation is
So the two sides will shake hands as we are almost ready to get down to the center pitch for the start of the Molloy College Lions and Philadelphia University Rams on this Thursday afternoon of non-conference action here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Dan Savarino here with you this evening, this afternoon, I should say, for a 3 o'clock start. And we thank you so much for joining us. Get you the starting numbers for at least the keepers. To our left will be Ben Sauer. As of right now, he's 3-2-2 with 3 clean sheets, an 0.67 goals against average, 16 saves with a 762 save percentage. He's given up just 5 goals in 670 minutes. For the other side of the Molloy College Lions, and again, Steven Tapetto this season is 3-2-0, a 209 goals against, 621 save percentage. He's allowed 11 tallies. He's made 18 saves and faced 69 shots this season. Again, the first-year starter and the first year that we're seeing him here. He did not play last year, but an all-county member when he was playing at Calhoun, a local product out of Merrick, New York. So again, Philadelphia University, they're going to be going from left to right on your computer screens, wearing their all maroon jerseys, maroon socks as well, with the white numbering. While the Molloy College Lions, in their home whites, they're going to go from right to left, and they'll be wearing their maroon numbers on the jersey. So it's maroon and more maroon. So it's a little bit different than what we're used to seeing, and it's interesting because when you see the Lions out there, they're always the only team that has the maroon color. It's a special thing. Well, this time they actually have a little company. So a little bit of a change, I guess, in the school colors, but not the mascot. So the Lions to our right, they huddle up one last time as they talk things over and get themselves fired up for, again, game number 6 on the season. 3-2 right now, 0-1 in the conference. A squad that was picked 6th in the ECC poll, but also got a first-place vote. LIU Post, of course, up top of it. NYT, Dowling, Bridgeport, DC. But it's still interesting that the team that came in 6th in the preseason poll was the one also to actually be given a first-place vote. It all came down to points on where the rest of the coaches felt each team would match up inside the conference. So it ends up going to Molloy right in the middle of the pack. And again, last year they were a 4 seed and made the postseason after they beat out 2 others because of that tie that ended up helping them out in their favor. So again, Lions going from right to left. Tapetto is to our right. Ben Sauer is to our left, as it looks like the assistant referee is checking the netting, which might have a hole in it. Not that I think it would really matter, considering the hole is in the back, and it is a soccer ball. It's not like a puck where you shoot it right through and it misses. But either way, they still have to check through the back twine and see if they can fix things up here. It doesn't look anything too serious, as the two teams will talk things over one more time now as they get set in the middle of the pitch. Again, you see that guy, number 10, right out there for the guys in maroon, going from left to right, and that's Angelo Dembalis, a New Jersey native senior defender. Again, he plays right more to the midfield role. And Dembalis is an All-American honorable mention last year, the CACC Defensive Player of the Year, that helped the team last season that had 6 clean sheets and an 0.97 goals against average. So he's really moved up in the pitch. Does not have a lot of size out there. Again, he's 6'1", but when you look at him next to some of the other players on the field, he looks a little bit smaller. But again, that's the guy that you have to look out for, is number 20, Angelo Dembalis. As well as some of the other scorers, Colry, second teamer last year and the second leading scorer last season with 8 tallies. He's the guy with the dreads right in the middle of the field. He had 8 goals as a junior, 5 shots in his last game, but this team, again, has struggled scoring as of late, where they haven't scored, actually, in their last 2. They had a 0-0 draw with Westchester on the 22nd, and then on the 19th, a 1-0 loss to Dominican. So everything looks set to go. Ball down, cleats down, underway here, and we thank you so much for joining us. And quickly, a big shot on goal. Tapetto has to make a stop, trying to test the keeper early. Punts one out to the middle of the pitch. Off the head of the Rams defense. And they send it towards the middle, looking for Kyle Posh. And Posh last season was a guy who came off the bench and also started a bit. But with losses to guys like Hamza Ilamani, who was one of their top scorers last year, that's where that midfield ends up missing a big piece. as Posh turns the ball over. Went right into the paws of Memis, and they play it back to the defensive field. Here's Memis on the near touchline. Then Ballas sends it right through. And even though he's a center back, leading the team in goals with 3, and this team has had a little bit of struggles scoring, as Ballas, wearing the captain's armband, falls to the turf. So we'll have a free kick for Angelo. And don't be surprised if he moves up into the play. I mean, some of those did come off of headers. But again, for the Lions, a team here on this windy day who would love to get some momentum as they go into the weekend. Isaiah White gives chase. Again, the first-year member in the Lions uniform. Strong pressure on as it slides through to midfield, and they turn the ball over. Here comes Canella. He takes a tumble in the middle of the turf. Played back by Posh, and then a missed touch trying to look on the near side from Lester Franco. Again, the Lions will be without Lucas Munoz, who had a red card against Queens on Saturday, so they'll be missing the guy who was an ECC honor roll member this past week and had goals in his last 2, so definitely a loss, and a big loss for them against a very good defensively stout team in the Rams. Sends it towards the top of the box. Punched out off the boot. Little heel kick by Zach Brown, no relation to the musician Zach Brown, one of my favorite bands, and I know the voice of the Molloy Lions and our director of athletic communication, one of our favorite bands, Rick Rossetto. Quick little play back by the Lions as they try and chip it through the middle. And again, last year they had so much speed on that wing, and something they really are going to miss going forward this year is some of that. And when you lose somebody like Munoz for even today's game, that's definitely a difference. It could definitely be a difference maker in the contest, and we'll see how much that plays out. Again, the Lions, every win they've had this season, they've scored at least 2 goals. A big strike goes on goal, but knocked out, so we'll have our first corner kick of the game. And taking it will be Sajai Rose. Rose had 5 tallies last year, along with 3 assists. So first corner of the day for the Rams. Low boot, straight into the top of the 8. Set out. Rose dribbles ahead, goes around one defender, top of the box. Here's a left-footed strike. That was coming from Sharoy, but hit the back line of the fence as White goes down hard, knocked into number 24. That's Francato. White looked like he might have stuck his arm out just a little bit to maybe take that bump. Looked like he wanted more than just a foul going his way. I think he wanted a booking there. The referee said, play on. Quick touch pass from Franco on the near side. Nice little heel kick and then a misplay there from Zapeta. Suffolk Community College transfer. They slide it through, but stolen away by Polomini. Back into the middle. It's Sharoy. Ryan Sharoy this season has 1 goal. This is only his 3rd start in 8 games this year. Again, Philadelphia University, they're 3-2-2 right now, 1-2 in the conference. And their strength is definitely on the back end. Again, even with somebody like Ben Sauer, who's just a sophomore, but the reigning CACC Defensive Player of the Week, actually, not the reigning one, but the one September 8th, as it goes right off the head of Maya Kalrai. And here comes the counterattack. Here's White. Stutter step moves, tries to go towards his right. Punched away by Francata. Settled down by Memis and then turns it over. Here's George Sinacor to the middle of the field. Looking for a head. It was Posh towards the middle of the pitch. And now on the far wing, here come the Rams. Chipping one down the left flank, but off sides. Shajai Rose was the one running after it. Played back by Tepetto. Sends it just shy of his own pitch. His own half of the pitch, I should say. As Sinecor will settle down and then chip ahead along the near wing. Posh will give a chase. Dembalis. Smart play. Goes back to his keeper. Sauer sends it right towards the middle. Played off the head. And now White with the give and go. Here's Mosiah White. Sends it towards the top of the box about 25 yards out. But they turn it over, and here comes a counterattack. If they hurry, they could have numbers. Good slide tackle by Jimenez in the middle of the field. Slows down that attack. As Sinecor does exactly the same thing. Here's White. Curls one towards the top of the 18, but headed out back to the attacking third. Whistle on Polomini, so it'll go from left to right. As we're just shy of 7 minutes into this contest, still 0-0 between Philadelphia University Rams and the Molloy College Lions. Dan Savarino here with you, and we thank you so much for joining us on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Again, a beautiful Thursday afternoon as part of the doubleheader we'll have here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Good slide tackle by Jimenez. Again, he's one of their more aggressive defensive players back there. He was able to stabilize a lot last season. Tries to work through two defenders, doesn't get anywhere, falls down, no call. Referee says play on. Far side. Here's James Ruff as he pinches in. Sends one towards the box, headed all the way around, and Mosiah White, who seems to just have a motor running 24/7, keeps moving it up through the pitch. Good little play on the touch, but a better defensive play by Schroy. Here's Franco. 20 yards out. Leaves it ahead. Here's Posh. Moves towards the box. Spins one ahead. And he'll leave a little run into the near corner. Just shy of the near touch line. Plays it along the end line. Crosses one towards the middle. And it's booted out of bounds. We'll see if they give a corner or if it's going to be a throw-in. Tough to see exactly where that actually went out from our vantage point here. And it'll just be a throw. So Ryan Fackner, the senior from North Babylon, will toss one in a good spot, good field position here for the Lions. Pinballs around to the box, but turned over. Dembalis, good defensive play, and sends it ahead to Colry. Jimenez pinches in, sends it down the right flank. But Ruff, one of the co-captains, will just slide it ahead in the far touchline. Misplay in the middle field. Both of these teams have trouble with their passes. Again, they'll make a good pass for one or two times, and then they'll turn it over once they start going to the middle of the field to try and get too fancy. Here's White with a boot about 20 yards out, and the left-footed strike goes high over the net. So first shot actually for the Lions, and it's who else but Mosiah White, even though Kyle Posh is actually the guy who's leading the ECC in shots this season with 20. So first goal kick for Ben Sauer. Boots it towards the half of the field. Zapata heads one in, and going on a run was Posh, and then knocked out of bounds. Again, Posh, 3 goals, 1 assist this season. Second on the team in goals, and second on the team in points. Don't forget, Lucas Munoz is also out of the game because of a red card last time out, so he has to sit out for a game suspension. And he's third on the team in scoring with 2 tallies. Also has 2 goals in his last 2 games. Own half of the field, it's McNevin. Dale sends it ahead, and now here's White. Looking for Posh. Pass goes behind him as Mosiah puts pressure onto the fence. Jimenez pinches in. They play it back to their own half of the turf. Franco spins one ahead, now Mosiah White, near touchline. Fancy footwork, we've seen it so much this season. And he looks happy to just really be out there. Again, with the fresh legs, having at least 1 game off. And they definitely could have used him last game out against Queens College, where they ended up falling in overtime, double overtime, which opened up their conference season. And Again, you start 1-0 compared to falling 0-1. That was definitely a difference maker. Even if they would have just gotten the tie, that would have helped them more in the standings. Because remember, the tie last year is what actually sent them to the postseason. As White battles with Zach Brown. Brown knocks it out. We'll have a throw-in. Says a lot about somebody like Mosiah White already wearing that captain's armband here in just his first season. Yeah, but he has tons of experience. As White was originally at Caldwell, where he was an All-CACC second teamer, so he has experience playing at least against the Rams as well. And then you go from there, and then went to Suffolk Community College, and now back here in Division II soccer as he's playing for the Molloy College Lions. Just shy of 12 minutes in. Here's White. Spins one towards the top of the box, settled down by Sabata. Now Lester Franco looking for somewhere to work. Had some open space. Sent it towards the line that was the back line of the Rams. As they move from attacking third to attacking third. Chipping one down the left side of the pitch. The throw just in front of the Lion bench. Knocked out of bounds one more time. Second throw-in. And again, you can't ask for a better day. And I know I've said it, I sound like a broken record right now, but it is absolutely beautiful out for an afternoon soccer battle between these two schools. As off the head, and then a big stop by Tepetto, and then a second chance effort misses from wide right. Collery was the one that went off the head, and he has the size there at 6'3", taller than anybody else on the field. And the cross just missed his head, but what a better save by Steven Tepetto. Right off the fingertips, making the stop and then keeping himself in good position for the second chance effort. Foul goes against the Lions, so they'll go from left to right, the Rams will. Again, wearing their all-maroon jerseys, Philadelphia U. Rose directs some orders. The French native sends it towards the top left of the box. Pinballs around, settle down, they try a cross. Dembalos was the guy over there. Again, Angelo Dembalos, the reason why he has 3 goals, because they'll move him up into play. Even though he's their starting center back, and now he stands at the top of the box, as we'll have the second corner kick of the game for either side. Both of them have gone in the Rams' favor. Here comes a high-in swinger. Goes off the head of Dembalos, but misses by about 15 to 20 yards wide right of the goal. So we'll have a goal kick for Steven Tepetto, who already, again, has made a gigantic stop. Collery goes on a run inside the box. Right off McNevin, out of bounds. Corner kick number 3. So 3 corner kicks in the first 14 minutes and 30 seconds of action. But we're still scoreless. Here's Rose. He takes those set pieces. This one, the outswinger. Headed out, settle down. They turn it over. Shiroy was the one who had that chance to settle down and tried to just a little touch, but it didn't work as the ball rolls out of bounds here in the nearest sideline. Again, it is gorgeous, but it's a windy day. As White gives a little play to Sinecor. Troy. Now Rose. Quick touch down the right flank, but just out of the reach of the intended target, Devin Memis. So we'll have another goal kick here as we're a little more than 30, close to 31, excuse me, close to 15 minutes, close to 16 minutes now. Another 30 minutes remaining here in the first half of action. Off the head of Dembalis.
Chelsea!
And a hard foul from behind as Memis went down to the turf. On the restart, Lester Franco. So Franco came from behind, and it was after the whistle that was the foul. And Rose said he already touched it, so he's laughing. Franco thought at least Rose already started to play the ball up, and it was in play, but it was just a misplay. The referee said, "What are you doing?" So Tepedo makes the saves. He comes off the line, rolls it out in the far side of the field. Here's Jimenez. Nice slide through the middle. Franco now on the far side. Here's Polamini. Middle of the turf. Good pass to Messiah White. Goes one-on-one with his defender. Into the attacking third. Has some room to work with. Leads it ahead for Posh. Just out of his reach. Slide tackle by Sinacor keeps it at least in play. As they pressure the back line. 2-on-2 in this near corner. Sinacor and Posh with the two back there. As it's knocked out of bounds, will be Rams' ball. But good pressure there from the Lions offense on the ride. Still scoreless here in the first half. Dan Savarino here with you, the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Off the head of Collery. Headed back out by McNevin as White takes a cleat right to the side of his leg. No call on the play. Lester Franco with the turnover. Slides one ahead down the left wing. Here's Messiah White. As some pressure coming from the Lions. They wait for their numbers. White goes one-on-one with Zach Brown. Goes around one defender. Chips one towards the box. Slide tackle. Punches around inside the 18. But then settled down by Cannella. As Collery goes down hard in the middle of the box. And that's going to be a card. So Lester Franco will be the one with the card. "19 minutes in. Lester Franco with the lone yellow card so far. Again, we're still scoreless. Not a lot of shots we've seen. Most of the action has come from left to right with the Rams attacking. At least towards the box, but Messiah White has definitely made an impact here in the middle of the field. Now he has the ball. White looking to slide one ahead to Posh. Settle down on the far side. To the back end, Jimenez gives a run, but just out of his reach as it spins out of bounds. And a throw in on the far touchline, just to the left of the Molloy bench. No substitutions from either side either. And White, with good pressure, forces out of bounds to slow things down. Yeah, Messiah White is not very big. 5'7", 170 pounds out of Suffolk County, New York. But he's such a tenacious player. As now Lester Franco and Filippi Francato were the two actually going at it. Remember, Francato, I believe, is the one who went down hard as Franco took the yellow card. So it just took 1 minute later, here in the 20th minute, for a yellow card to be assessed to Francato. So good field position here for Dale McNevin. With 25 minutes to play in the first period. Sends it towards the box, headed at the top of the semicircle. But a slow roller on to Ben Sauer with no second chance help. Substitution will be coming on momentarily. It looks like Sordo might be the guy over there. We'll get confirmation. Of course, he'll go at the next whistle for Danny Longo. Zapata takes a tumble in the middle of the turf. So good field position again for the Lions here. McNevin set to take it. Here's Dale. Spins one, top of the box, off the head of Posh. But that one slides just left of the goal. And Ben Sauer comes out and makes the grab with his hands. Here's Ryan Schroy. Schroy towards the middle of the field. Slide tackle missed there by Zapata. Here's White. As he saw a double team come over, and again, because of the fact that he's been so effective on the turf, you know that they're going to start maybe having that second guy slide over, because he's really been the only guy who has that dribbling ability to do something like that.
Lucio Sorto.
So Lucio Sorto will come in for Franco. Number 6, Lucio Sorto, a junior, 6 foot, 165 pounds from Baldwin, New York. Sorto's 6th appearance. He's made an appearance every single contest. 161 minutes coming in and 1 assist on the year. Here's White. About 3 yards shy of the near touchline. Him and Polomini decide what to do with it. Spins one towards the box. Good bouncer. Goes right past it in. Mosiah White, his team leading 5th goal of the season. And the Lions take a 1-0 lead with just under 23 minutes remaining here in the first off the set piece. So Mosiah White, his 5th. And it's funny because him and Stephen Polomini were having a discussion on what to actually do with that set piece on this near sideline. And it looked like Polomini wasn't happy that White just said he wanted to take it. He curved one right towards the top of the 8. Took one bounce as Ben Sauer misplayed it. And it went straight to the back twine. So Mosiah White with, again, his team leading 5th goal of the season. His ECC conference leading 12th point. And he also ties James Lampkin. He actually passes, James or close to James Lampkin, at least in the goal number. I believe Lampkin has 5, so that would end up tying him. Nevertheless, Mosiah White, who again has been the most effective player on the entire pitch, I would say for both sides. Give him the ball and he's going to score. He has 5 this season, again his first year in a Lions uniform. And Danny Longo, I'm sure, is very happy about the pickup. .21 minutes remaining here in the first period. Again, Mosiah White has the lone goal for a 1-0 Molloy College Lions lead. And don't forget the save by this guy, Steven Tapetto. So made a stop on Crawley. And was back in about the 35-minute range left in the first period. So I would say it might be a 15 minutes in, around that range. Has a hard tackle in the middle of the pitch. And it looks like Troy, or check that, it's Ruff. So Ruff, the guy to go down hard. Foul goes against the Lions from left to right. On the free kick. Chips one in on the right side, and then it's headed out to the right. Just shy of that box marker. So we'll have a goal kick here for Geppetto. Again, the Lions this season, they're 3-2-0, but they've been averaging close to 2.5 goals per game. And again, in wins this season, they've scored 2 in every single one, but in losses, it's been less than 2, except for last game where they actually scored 3, but lost 4-3 in double overtime to Queens College. That's also the team's 6th goal in the first period, where they actually are outscored heading into today 6-5. So now 6 goals scored, 6 goals allowed in the first period this season. And the 11 halves of soccer, or almost 11 full halves of soccer, so we're not completed with this one yet. 19 minutes to go here in the first. White has the lone goal. Again, no Lucas Munoz today, with 2 goals in his last 3 games, as a strike in the top of the box by Jordan Lynch. And Geppetto has to make the easier stop. Here's White in his own end of the field. Slides it back, top their own box for Dale McNevin. Plays it back, but Crawley's there, makes a good play. Heel kick and scores! Well, let's see if they call an offsides. And it's the near assistant referee who called offsides on that play. Tenacious play by Crawley. But unfortunately for him, he can't do that as he was marked offsides there. And immediately the entire Lion bench and everyone on the field had their hands up saying that should have been off. And the assistant referee on the near sideline was the one to do it as he put the arm up. And Lucio Sordo takes a spill in the middle of the field as the ball falls into the stands. But unfortunately, the fans here do not get to keep the ball like they do maybe in a baseball game. Sordo forces a turnover. Here's Fackner. Now played back to George Sinacor. The left back pinching in. Quick touch ahead. They attack against Zambless. Not the guy you want to really attack against. Remember, an honorable mention All-American this past season. The right foot from Zach Brown spins in to the attacking half of the pitch. Now settled down by Lynch. Runs off his line to Geppetto and will stop it just before the end line, right at the edge of that box. As he calls out the orders, the air traffic controller for this team punts one from his own half to the opposite half. Papashus has some trouble handling passes himself. Isn't really able to handle that punt pass. And falling down was Ryan Troy, 5'7" senior midfielder. So it'll be a foul with 16 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first. Zach Brown now. Give and go pass. Brown, right wing, sends it towards the box, off his line, making the stop was Geppetto. Steven Geppetto has been very good this season. Definitely a bright spot for Danny Longo. And when you lose a 5-year guy like Justin Cork, that's somebody that, and definitely a position you felt you weren't sure what was going to be of it. You weren't sure if you're going to get that same stability and leadership that you have in that back end from him. as Messiah White with a no-look behind the foot pass, really. It was one of those little backhanders, if you want to say, in another sport. Kind of fooled everybody, but again, mentioning more about Tepetto. As ball goes Molloy way. Again, mentioning before about Tepetto, for a guy like him to come in here after dealing, having a primary start and also now as assistant coach. He didn't play last year. And now to come in and be the starting keeper for now the first 6 games of the season, he's done a fine job. As a cross by Sinecor, far side, Factor off the head, and it goes high over the net. 15 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the first. Still 1-0 on a Messiah White goal. With Fackner off the cross, heads one high over the bar. So Orlando Castaneda
in for Philadelphia, number 8,
will enter in.
Cesar Romero, replaced number 29, Devin Nemes. And checking in from Molloy, number 9, Orlando Castaneda, replacing number 31, Ryan Fackner.
So if you heard from that, it was Cesar Romero for Philadelphia University, the 5'6" senior forward who will enter in for Memes. And then for the Lions, Ryan Fackner will take a seat for Orlando Castaneda, the 5'11", 175-pound junior from Bethpage, New York, and a transfer from Iona. Exactly 14 minutes left here in the first. A 2-man wall on the far side of the field. Chips one towards the middle, bounces around as it pinball spins, and then a big strike that goes high over the net from Dale McNevin. So McNevin airmails one.
Goal by Molloy confirmed to have been scored by number 10, Messiah White. His 5th goal of the season with the assist by number 21, Stephen Palomini.
So Palomini's actually going to give the assist on that goal. And for Stephen Palomini, that's his 2nd assist of the season. Again, White still his 5th goal and now 12th point. As we heard public address announcer and the voice of the Molloy College Lions, Rick Rossetto. We'll also hear him later at Quealy Gymnasium, which of course you can catch all the action right here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. I'll have the broadcast for you later with the pregame show starting around 5:45. We'll most likely hear from Billy Correo after their tough defeat. One of the top teams in the land, well, top teams in the conference at least, in Bridgeport. And now they have another tough task with LIU Post. Again, 6 o'clock start, 5:45 pregame here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Now back here on the pitch, though, is the Molloy College men's soccer team. And they lead 1-0 with under 13 minutes to go here in the first. Sent ahead, here's Jordan Lynch. And Tepetto makes the stop. Throws one out to White. Plays it along towards the midfield. Posh, again, having some trouble with his passes today. As Sharoy takes a tumble. Rams wanted the call, and nothing on the play. Good battle here with Crawley. Now Zach Brown. Brown with the cross. Looking for Lynch, but he can't settle down the pass. He battles with McNevin. Lynch gets it right back, but they're going to say it was already out of bounds. So we will have a goal kick. Again, corners might be 3-0 in favor of Philadelphia University. But Philly U still has no goals on the board, and the one goal ends up going in favor on the set piece from Molloy College. Here's White. Nice slide tackle by Brown, knocks it out of bounds. And they actually say it went off of the toe of White at the end of that. Messiah disagreed. Palomini gives chase. Touch from Jimenez, back to Palomini. Steven. They try and spin it along from Castaneda. They turn the ball over. Here comes the counterattack. Good run through the middle from James Ruff, but stopped by that back line from the Molloy College defense that has looked very sharp tonight. As White takes a hard hit, and Zach Brown meant nothing by it as he goes over, puts his hands up, and apologizes to him. That was just a hard tackle in bad position, and it looked like he got more of the knee right into the thigh. White still thinks there should have been a card there, and he had a reason. But Zach Brown immediately, with good sportsmanship, went right over and gave him a little tap, apologizing, saying, I had nothing, no, there was no intent there, or at least to harm. As Sauer comes off his line. Long throw. Should maybe try out for the baseball team. He's got a pretty good arm. Good pass on the far side of the pitch. They send it towards the middle. Romero. Center of the turf. Spin it back out. Canella. Now Dembalis, but he turns it over to the wrong guy in White. Gallops ahead through the midfield. Plenty of room to work with. Gets that open space. Tries to make a quick move to the outside. But again, with the top offensive player facing an All-American, that's tough news, as they are very lucky, the Lions are, that was an offside. Because that was just a good run, more on a misplay, but it was still an offside as it passed the last defender. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the first. Dan Savarino here with you in the Molloy Lions Sports Network. 1-0 on a Mosiah White tally. That came in the 23rd minute. Corners are 3-0 in favor of Philly U. Both teams have a yellow card. It's Franco and Francato for the Rams. Knocked out, so a throw-in. Good position here for Philadelphia University. Here's Schroy. Sends it backwards, though. Now Zach Brown. Ruff tries to slide one over, but it's knocked out. Quick throw-in, and they settle it down quickly. Top of the box, far side. Good defensive plays. They turn the ball over. Taking a tumble there late. Wasn't sure who that was, but then Moschella actually, and one of the Ram players had a little push afterwards, but nothing that is called. So no harm, no foul. Let him play. Canella can't handle it. Now here's Posh. And Posh has really been struggling on the ball here in the first half. Just has not been able to make those same cuts that he normally would. His passes haven't been as good. Estepetto with a little stumble, but a good defensive play on the back end. That was Dale McNevin. So give him a team save there. As Estepetto came off, missed it. Clary right off the head. And it bounces wide right. Again, 1-0 score here on Peninsula Boulevard. Cielo Sports Complex is the site for a Thursday afternoon battle. And Ballas right off the noggin, out of bounds. Long throw from Sinecor. Posh had a little hold behind him, but still able to work it through. Zapata slides one across to Sordo. Sordo pinches down the left wing, looking for Mosiah White. White with a back check there. And they send it through the middle, and here comes Lynch. Lynch has tons of speed, getting all ball first was Jimenez. And boy, is he good back there, as he bumps into one of the players who was Romero. as they set it towards the top of the 18. Now Stroy, top of the penalty area. Top right, slides it towards the semicircle, doesn't get all the way there. They try and chip one in one more time. And the Ram defense actually isn't very happy about it. You hear from the yelling on the far side from their head coach. Again, this Rams team has had a lot of trouble scoring. As we mentioned before, they haven't scored in their last 2 contests, with a draw last time against Westchester, and then the game before that, a 1-0 loss to the Dominican. Before that, then a 2-0 win, and then a 2-1 loss, a 5-1 win, a 1-1 draw. So, again, the team has had some trouble scoring, at least recently. Throw in from Sinacor for Posh. Tries to send one across for White. Now in the near corner, it's Castaneda. Posh goes around one defender. Stambis slides one towards the middle on the cross, but there was nobody there. Settle back down, top of the semicircle. Sordo gets hounded from behind, no call. Slide tackle from behind doesn't work. As Sinacor comes in, and then White pumps in the Sordo and somehow goes flying and spinning all around the air. And again, I can't question anybody on what they do on the field. That's their own situation and how they go about it, but there is no question. There is no question that that one might have been a little exaggerated, at least in my eyes. But you see that always on both teams, and both sides are always going to exaggerate a little bit. That's just part of the sport. So under 4 minutes remaining, it's a quick injury timeout. Zapata is the guy who fell down. Looks like he's grabbing his right leg as the trainers come out to take a look at him. So both teams will have a slight breather, as we're almost done here with the first half of action. Again, if you're just joining us, Mosiah White has the lone goal in the 23rd minute, assisted by Stephen Polomini. And that's White's 5th goal this season, Polomini's 2nd assist of the year, coming at the 23rd minute. So quick injury timeout. We're going to take actually a quick break. We'll be right back here in the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Mercy Medical Center and South Island Orthopedic Group are the proud medical providers of Molloy College Athletics. They are committed to serving the community with state-of-the-art compassionate health care. You can reach them at 516-62-MERCY or on the web at www.mercymedicalcenter.chsli.org.
Stay tuned. Stats and expert analysis are just moments away on the Molloy Lions Halftime Report, presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College Athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
So Zapata is going to take a seat. Kyle Brennan will come off the bench, the 6'4" back, 198 pounds, a senior from Hicksville. So he's going to come in to replace him for the final 4 minutes. 3:40 remaining here in the first. Again, 1-0. Dan Safrino with you on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. And again, we thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you stay tuned for the Molloy Lions halftime report presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow. And I can tell you one thing from my own personal experience with Jake's Fit Steakhouse. I'm a big fan. Food is absolutely delicious. And even better, not too far from my house. Knocked out of bounds. And thrown on the far side of the field. They send one towards the penalty area. McNevin punts one high in the air. Skies it about 3 stories. Takes another big bounce. And then settled down eventually in the middle of the turf. Chipped ahead. McNevin. Good play off the forehead. Goes one-on-one with Schroy. And a little back spinner. Zach Brown. And White. Zaya looks to go around the defender Romero. And they send it along. Intended originally for the left flank, but settles it back down to the middle of the field. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first. Quick little touch by Rose. And we haven't really said his name much, at least in the last 15, 20 minutes or so. But he was much more active in the beginning of the game. Quick 1-2 touch. Here's White. Good defensive play on the back line, though. Looking for Colry. As the pedo comes way out of his line. And it looks like there's an injury down there. Not sure who it is who's down. We'll get you that number in a minute. It actually is Colry. Ishmael Colry is down hard on the turf. And it looked like it was just the play that he got tangled up there with the pedo. As the clock's going to stop with 1 minute and 56 seconds. And the training staff from both squads will come out. Well, actually, the Lions training staff will come out. Also, will head coach Tom Myers, again, in his 6th season, the UMass grad of 2005.
Sorry?
Colry, who's been very tenacious on the ball, humming right around that box. He'll get up and slowly walk. And it looks like he should be all right to continue. But again, there will be a substitution after the injury timeout. So Colry will take a seat, minute 56 left, and entering will be number 2, Dominic Rodriguez. 5'11", 180-pound senior.
In for Philadelphia now, number 2, Dominic Rodriguez, replacing number 7, Ishmael Colry. Start the clock.
And again, Rodriguez, he's just 5'11", which is usually average height and would actually be one of the a little taller than some of the other guys at the pitch. But after you look at Colry coming off, who's 6'3", he just looks much, much bigger. Good defensive play as they slide one out with 90 seconds remaining here in the first period. Boots one into the attack in third. Settled down by Lynch. Sordo gives a run for it, as Shorey has to go against 2 defenders, and Sordo pushes him out of
1
bounds.
minute to play in the first half. Last minute to play in the first half.
60 seconds remaining here in the first. Lions would love to go into halftime with a 1-0 lead. Romero. Quick touch as White and Brown give battle. 50-50 ball knocked out of bounds, but the Rams will throw in with 20 seconds remaining. Actually, the Lions will throw in, excuse me. Long throw off the head of, looked like, Thembalis first. So with 12 seconds left, looks like the Lions are just going to slow down here instead of trying to push the tempo.
7, 6,
and that's how this first half is going to end up coming to a close. A 1-0 lead for Molloy.
0.
After 45 minutes of play against Philly U. 1-0
score. Your Molloy College Lions 1 and the
with Mosiah White, 5 goals the assist by 5 goals of the season. Polomini's second assist of the year. And that made it 1-0 at the 23-minute mark. We'll be back in just a brief minute for the Molloy Lions halftime report presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow in just a brief moment. So we'll be back in just a little bit here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Not only does Jake's have great food and drinks, but it features Sunday brunch too. Free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for only $10. Spend your next Sunday brunch at Jake's, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Stay tuned, stats and expert analysis are just moments away on the Molloy Lions Halftime Report, presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Hurry down to Casey's because now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Have a Lions Land card? Receive a 10% discount on your order. Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
Mercy Medical Center and South Island Orthopedic Group are the proud medical providers of Molloy College Athletics. They are committed to serving the community with state-of-the-art, compassionate health care. You can reach them at 516-62-MERCY or on the web at www.mercymedicalcenter.chsli.org.
It's the Molloy Lions Halftime Report, brought to you by Jake's Steakhouse.
It's the Molloy Lions Halftime Report presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow. Dan Savarino here with you. Thank you so much for joining us on this gorgeous Thursday afternoon. A 1-0 lead for the Molloy College Lions. We'll get you the scoring summary on how it went down. We'll also actually hear from some analysis, and also we'll ask them a couple of questions on what the new job is like. Rick Rossetto, our new Director of Athletic Communications here over at the Molloy College Lions. So, Rick, first of all, thank you so much for joining us, and it's great to have you really back on this broadcast.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be back on doing broadcasts here. It's been a long time, to be honest with you, but yeah, it's fun to be back.
Well, first of all, let's get the scoring summary quickly again. It was Mosiah White, 31:47 remaining. It was the free kick. He was looking more came right from the pass from Polomini, and then ends up putting it in the back of the net, and that's how this first half ended up scoring. That's all it really was, the scoring. 6-5 in shots. Well, excuse me, 10-6 actually, or 10-5 in shots. 6 shots on goal for Philadelphia University as Tepetto ends up making 5 saves, 1 team save. Sauer only has to make 1 stop. 3 corners for Philly U. And again, 6 saves by Molloy, just 1 for Philadelphia University. 2 yellow cards, 1 for each side, and it came just about a minute and 30 seconds apart. So, Rick, first of all, again, you've seen this team all season. What have you liked from Danny Longo's squad coming back, and where do you think this team can continue to grow throughout the rest of the season?
The pace of play in the midfield is very open with this squad, and I think that's what they really enjoy is that they brought in a few transfers from Suffolk Community College, a team that won the JUCO National Championship last year, in Zapata and in Mosiah White. And with those guys there, they have playmakers like they had Hamza Ilatmani last year, Dan Brown a few years back. They have that playmaker midfielder back. And now they have 2 or 3, and Lester Franco is added to that as well. They have a lot of different flow in the midfield. It kind of makes up for, the uncertainty of Stephen Tepetto on the back line, because coming in as a sophomore who didn't play last year because Jesse Cork was the 5-year starter, as you had mentioned earlier on the broadcast. Having Tepetto be as good as he is now is kind of just a nice surprise, and it really gives you a lot of indication of how good this team is and how talented they can be going into the season so far.
Now, you're around this team a lot, and Cork, again, being the assistant coach this season, Tepetto having a fantastic game so far with 6 saves.
Yeah.
How do you think Cork has helped this team develop, at least on the back end there?
No doubt. There are things that Jesse Cork can tell Tepetto from being in net, because the only way you can talk about being in net is if you've experienced it yourself. But as a former goalie, I can also tell you that being in that kind of idea and that mindset is very frightening, especially if you're not there at all. If you're making your first collegiate start, after backing up your first year, you have a better idea of what's going on, but at the same time, it's a lot different from being on the bench watching it to being in the net, as a player like Colry for Philadelphia, for example, is running through, has the ball on his head for an easy shot. It's a lot difficult. So I think Jesse Cork's working with him on the intangibles as well, mostly, and doing a great job of it as well.
And Kyle Pasha this season, 3 goals, 1 assist, but today having a little bit of trouble out there, at least in the midfield, handling passes, getting those passes off. Where can you see him try and fix this game in the second half?
Well, I tell you, they are missing Lucas Munoz, for sure. Like I said, that's just another playmaker that they have in the midfield that works with them. And when he's on the field there with Potch as well, it creates a different dynamic, because you can't, on one side you have Franco and Munoz, on the other side you have White and Potch. So it's different dynamics there. You have 2 different sides of the field you have to cover, and the middle of the field obviously is a lot difficult for other teams to stop. But give Philadelphia credit. 10 shots against this Molloy team. They've been getting good opportunities, and again, Colry being as tall as he is on the back line really will help them out considerably. So that's really what's the main story here. And the free kick, a quick little pass here, White bends it in nicely, and I think Potch ran a dummy inside where he kind of faked like he was going to head it, but he never got his head to it, and Sauer just bit it and caught out of position. The ball just bounced over him and into the net. Easy goal.
Again, Lucas Munoz out this game after taking a red card last game against Queens College, so he has to sit out with a 1-game suspension. Right. Now, Rick, this is about you right now. I have some questions about you and how this job is coming about.
Sure.
Again, now you're the Director of Athletic Communications over here at Molloy College, and if you don't know, Rick was originally the voice of Quealy Gymnasium. He also did a variety of different broadcasts for this team. He was the voice here for 2 years, I believe, right?
Around 3.
2 to 3 years.
3, yeah, exactly.
So 2 to 3 years, he was the voice of Molloy College, at least as a public address announcer as well, again, doing some broadcast.
Right.
Spent some time, different schools, LIU Post, the most recent, so you stay in the conference, job opens up, and here you are again, really. How does it feel to be back here, at least wearing the maroon?
It's been really a whirlwind to come back to a place where I started my collegiate career. And
next to Hofstra, of course, your original
place. My collegiate career in terms of media relations as well. Hofstra was more of a journalist than everything else, but when the job opened up, I didn't really think I was going to get it, to be honest with you, because I'm still fresh out of graduate school. I had my master's degree in March, so I'm still 6 months out of grad school. But to have this job now and to be working at this school with the people that I worked with back in 2011 and 2012 and 13. It means a lot to me to be back here. This is kind of like my second home away from home in a way, and I enjoy every little bit of it. It was a little tougher in the beginning because when you're thrown into a job, very close to the season, you kind of have a little work to do, a little getting used to. But now I can firmly say that I'm really entrenched with this and I'm enjoying it. Obviously, having the experience that I had at Post carry over to here at Molloy, learning new different things here or there, and actually doing a lot more. I'm going out now and I'm taking photos of some sports. I'm going out and I'm actually representing the sports away, doing that. I'll be traveling a lot more. So that's a different experience for me. And as well from your broadcasting experience how much fun traveling can be. Having the chance to travel with these teams is going to be a lot of fun as well, for sure.
Now, how does it feel to be at least the voice again of Quealy Gymnasium? I know you're filling in and helping out right now, doing a couple of games, but we've heard your voice at least volleyball mostly, and I know that's one of your favorites to do. So what is it like to be back there again announcing those names?
It's a lot of fun. And actually we had Shannon Appel back for 4.0 night on Tuesday, so that was another fun name to say because, again, being back there and saying her name as much as I did for the volleyball for Kills. Again, working with everybody, working with Billy Correo in volleyball, working with Danny here from soccer, working with Susan on softball, it's going to be so much fun to do that for everybody. Even working with the new coach, working with Joe Pelican is going to be a fun experience for women's basketball. Working with Barney Delaquila is going to be fun for men's lacrosse, and even women's rugby, even, bowling. Working with all of these coaches is going to be amazing. It means a lot to me to be back here in this kind of role and capacity as that voice, as you say, but really there's a lot more to just the voice now and how much work that I do during regular office hours and even later, because I don't believe in 8-hour days. I'm there 12 hours out of the day, making sure that everything is copacetic and everything is to everyone's liking. And I think that's the way you have to do it in this job, is that if you're not willing to put in the long hours or willing to make things work for everybody, then you shouldn't really do this job. And for me, that's the biggest thing, is that's what I strive for, is to make everybody happy in this job. It means a lot to be back. I'm very happy to be back for the players, for the fans, for everybody who remembers me. But, I'm back also just as somebody who's here to work hard and bring Molloy to brand new places. Broadcast streaming-wise, we're now on our YouTube channel. Obviously, our broadcasts are still as great as they've ever been. Our stories, our game recaps are a little more in-depth now, just because of how I like to write, my style of writing. But at the same time, it's the same Molloy College, it's the same maroon and white. It's just a different person behind the screen, if you will, like the Wizard of Oz, behind the screen in this sense, kind of controlling how things go, pretty much.
Well, I've known him for, I think, 5 years now.
Yeah.
5 years. One of the hardest working people I know. Director of Athletic Communications here at Molloy, Rick Rossetto. Welcome back. Good to have you back on the broadcast. And, of course, we'll love to have you on soon.
Thank you, Dan. I would much appreciate being back on. I'm actually going to be doing the games on Saturday.
You will be. Rick will be doing play-by-play this upcoming weekend for a doubleheader for the Molloy College soccer, both teams, as he'll be filling in for a couple of us who end up going in this rotation. So, again, 1-0 the score at halftime. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, all second-half action on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
This is the home for Molloy College Athletics. www.MolloyLions.com.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food around campus? Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all your catering needs. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food in the area? Well, come on down to Jake's. Jake's features a special price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. And Lions Land cardholders receive a special 10% discount. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Hey, this is Danny Longo, head coach of your Molloy Lions men's soccer team, and you're listening to all the action live on MolloyLions.com.
And welcome back to the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Dan Savarino here with you this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on the Molloy Lions Sports Network at MolloyLions.com. 1-0 is the score. The Lions lead the Philadelphia University Rams as the wind starts to pick up here at Skello Sports Complex. Excuse me. As the Lions will be going from left to right on your computer screens, wearing their all-white jerseys, maroon numbering, black trim. Philly U going from right to left, wearing their all maroons with the white numbering from right to left. Ben Sowers to our right. He made just 1 save back in that first half, while Steven Tepetto is to our left. He made 6. Well, actually, he made 5. The team made 6. He was credited with 6 saves, one of them actually being a team save. Dale McNevin was actually the guy who made the stop there. So, ball down, cleats down, underway here, second half action, and we thank you so much for joining us. Sent back towards the midfield. Now Sharoy. Sinacor gives a good run, but can't get to it. They chip one towards the box. Collery. 2 players over here. Canella as well. Side of the box. Tries on the cross and spin one in, but can't do so. Second chance effort, and they send it from box to box. Here's Canella one more time. Sharoy, 20 yards out, tries to make a quick cut. Now back out into the midfield. Polamini takes it away. Fackner gives chase, and now Steven comes through right to the middle of the pitch. Polamini looking for White on that far side, but can't slide it through the defending Zach Brown. Brown pushes it out towards the midfield. Back to the line defense, Dale McNevin. Lester Franco. Then Michella. Again, we take a look at some of the shots on goal as Ishmael Kalri had 4 shots and 3 shots on goal. Last contest, he actually led the entire team and the entire contest in shots with 7 and 2 on net, but wasn't able to score in their 0-0 draw with Westchester. But he leads everybody in shots right now on the field, and the shots are 10-5 in favor of Philly U. But again, the goals in favor of Molloy, it's 1-0. Chips ahead, Polamini. Now Rose into the box looking for a cross. McNevin ends up stopping with the side of his foot. Shazai Rose one more time. Touch from Canella. Spins one right towards the top of the 8. Now Schroy tries to put a little top foot on, get some spin there, but can't find it. Again, gorgeous day here for a Thursday afternoon contest, but the wind definitely picking up, and you can feel it. You might even be able to hear it, actually, in our headsets. Goal kick from Ben Sauer. Polamini, quick touch. Can't work it through the middle. Now Stroy. They've been humming here the last couple of minutes, and again, this is the same start that we actually saw from the Rams, where they were pretty much in this attacking third, at least to start the game, until they were really able to get the ball to Messiah White as Canella takes a fall. Lester Franco is actually right on his back. Into the box, towards the penalty area. To pedal right off his line, making save number 6. So the scoring chances have been there, but they haven't been the best scoring chance you can see. As a high punted kick, settled down by Sordo. Lucio passes it over to White. White tries to lead it ahead to Fackner, and Ben Sauer comes right off his line and is able to grab it right at the top of the box, about 15 yards shy of his old goal line. Into the middle, they try and send it towards Jimenez's way. And again, Steven had dealt with injuries last year, which kept him out of the lineup. But when he was out there, he was probably their most effective player on the defense and definitely solidified that back line. He can pretty much do it all. He's quick, he's speedy, he's hard on the ball, will make a good tackle every single time. But a very smart vocal player as well. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this second. And the Lions haven't been able to really generate much offense so far in the first few minutes. Now Franco leads it down the right flank for Jimenez. Here on the right wing looking for the cross, and it bounces out of bounds. So we'll have our first corner kick actually for the Lions in this contest. So Sordo will take it. As we see the first corner of the game for the Lions. Bounces around, headed on. It was Fackner, but it looked like it was Schroy who actually made the stop there, right on the goal mouth on this near side. Now here comes the counterattack. 3-on-3 the other way. Canella leads one ahead for Kalri. Into the box. Right-footed strike and airmails it right over the goal by a couple of yards. Best scoring chance of the afternoon for Philadelphia University. No question about that. And it was Ishmael Coley on the 3-on-3 as he just belted one right over the goal. And it looks like the Lions will have a substitution upcoming. That, I believe, is Kyle Brennan over there. It is. So Brennan will come in just a brief moment. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to the second half. Here comes a cross off the noggin of Jimenez, but settled down by Philly U. Here's Rose. Slides it over to Canella. Right-footed boot. Curves one towards the box. Off of Franco's head. And then settled down by the defense. White goes one-on-one for Francato. Slide tackle knocked out of bounds. So we'll have a throw-in. Kyle Brennan will enter in for Ryan Fackner. Actually, check that. It's actually going to be Stephen Polomini. So, Brennan in for Polomini.
For Philadelphia, number 9, Jordan Lynch replaces number 29, Devin Nemes. In for Molloy, number 13, Kyle Brennan for number 21, Stephen Polomini.
So again, Brennan for Polomini for Molloy. And Lynch enters in for Philadelphia University. So Lynch at the end of that first half, and he was pretty effective. Making a couple of good runs down the line and putting some pressure on that back end. Now a right-footed strike from Canella goes over the net. So they've been firing at all cylinders to come out of here the second half. And again, for a team that's been shut out the last 5 halves of soccer, and the last 2 games and then the first half, they're really just begging for a goal, and it seems like once you get that first one in, it could end up opening up the floodgates. It's almost like grabbing the ball too tight or gripping the stick too tight, depending on what kind of sport you're talking about, but that's pretty much the same exact thing they're really doing. They might just be kicking the ball a little too tight. As a turnover, here's Canella. He's had a good start here to the second half. They flank Lynch on the right side, into the box, looking for the cross. Spins back out to him, though. Top of the semicircle, good pressure from Franco. Left-footed strike. Doesn't get anywhere near the penalty area. Sent back out into the midfield. Here's Fackner. But a turnover. Chesky with a good play. Slides ahead to Stroy. Now Jimenez. Along to the near touchline, but it's going to be a throw-in for Molloy. Or check that actually going to lead to a foul here, so. No, it actually will be a throw-in. So a throw-in just on this near touchline. Just shy of the press box area. As Jimenez ends up walking up actually another 5 or 6 yards, but the official didn't say anything about it. So he got away with a couple of ones there. Brown slides it over to Lynch. Pressure from Sinecor on the far side of the pitch. Here's Brown once again. Zach Brown over the midfield line. Slides it ahead on the far side. Crosses one top of the box. Stroy! And then ends up chipping one over the goal. As we approach 10 minutes into the second half of action, and it's pretty much been all Philly U. But they haven't really been able to get anything on net. So they still trail 1-0. Skello Sports Complex, Dan Savarino here with you on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Again, part of our doubleheader here. Usually it's a soccer doubleheader on the Molloy Lions Sports Network, but this evening it's actually going to be a soccer and volleyball doubleheader. As LIU Post will come in for an ECC bout with the Molloy College volleyball squad. Brown will have the throw-in. Right off the foot of Franco, and Schroy throws it in as Canella was yelling for him the entire time. Here's Canella. Good slide tackle by Franco, stops a scoring chance, but it'll roll out of bounds. We'll have a corner kick. Fourth one of the game, first one of the second for the Rams. Sajai Rose, who again last season scored 5 goals and 3 assists. He will be the one to take this. Long cross. Looked like he was looking for Lynch. And now Lynch settles it down in that far corner. Matches up with Frackner. Just shy of that far touchline. Chipped ahead for Rose. Stopped by Francato. Again, he has a yellow card, one of the 2 that were booked in this game. The other one actually went to Lester Franco from Molloy. On the counter. On the left wing, Rose. And they've been attacking this area nonstop. Here's Rose, goes around one defender. Dribbles his way inside the box, tries to cross one in, settled down by Schroy, and he puts one right over the top of the bar. Right at the top of the 8, I would say about 10, 11 yards out of goal. And this is the second time that Ryan Schroy has had a couple of good chances, but has just been airmailing it across. As now we'll have a substitution as Cesar Romero will step in for Ryan Schroy. So Romero's second appearance.
For Philadelphia, number 8, Cesar Romero replaces number 10, Ryan Schroy.
So again, Romero for Schroy. Again, Molloy 3-2 this season, 0-1 in the conference. Philly U 3-2-2, the back-to-back CACC champions. And a team that had one of the best defensive lines, or really the entire best Ds, I would say, the entire year, with 6 clean sheets last year and a goals against average sub-1. They were very strong last season. That's some confusion on the spot of the ball after the foul. Again, our officials this evening, the head referee is Nabil Alciardi. Assistant referees Emmanuel Tadakang and Kenneth Rojas. Lobs one towards the middle, off the noggin of Jimenez. Taken down was Francato, but the referee says 50-50 ball, play on. Looks to go around Sinecor, but settled back down. Now Sordo. Pass through the middle of the pitch. Posh. Now White. Messiah has the lone goal that came back with 31 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first half. Near sideline. Sends it towards the middle. Here's Romero. Into the attacking third. Slides one along the pinching Zach Brown. The right back goes against George Sinecor. Dribbles inside the box. Left-footed boot. And goes high over the net. So again, they have outshot him here as we're 15 minutes into the second half. 60 minutes into the contest. Just 30 remaining. At least in regulation. Goal kick here for Tepetto, and he, again, don't forget about a good stop he made about 15, 16 minutes in. Went right off the head of Collery, and he had to make a fingertip stop, which kept this game clean at 0-0. So after the foul, here's a good field position. About 35 yards out. Rose takes the set piece. Curves one in, but well right, about 15 yards right and high. Again, they've had their shots. They have just been unable to really deliver. Here's a substitution coming on the field.
Checking in from Molloy, number 14, Kenny Joseph, replacing number 2, George Sinacor.
So the redshirt senior Sinacor is going to take a seat, but the redshirt freshman, who transferred from Franklin Pierce, 5'6", 145 pounds out of Great Neck, New York, Kenny Joseph, will make an appearance. And for Joseph, it's his third appearance of the season. He's played 69 minutes thus far. So an interesting move by Danny Longo as he takes out Sinacor. White, after the turnover, Sordo tries to slide one right through the middle, and White looks frustrated on the far side of the pitch. Now here's Sordo one more time, but they'll put it all the way down the left flank, and Ben Sauer will come way out and settle things down. Plays it with his hand. Takes a dribble and will punt one. Two Rams fall down on the field. Look like they banged into each other. No call. Now Jimenez slides in for Sordo. Try and pinch in, but Canelo, who has been definitely one of the best players we've seen here in the second half, forces the turnover. Kenny Joseph, first touch of the game, sends it in. As Franco and Verkada, actually, were the ones who got tangled up. Remember, those two had a battle beforehand. That's why both of them actually got cards. They came at different times. But Verkada was the one who got into it with Franco and then ended up turning into Verkada's card. So 26 minutes, 30 seconds, and here is a free kick from White. Boots one towards the box, bounces around, Joseph is there, but Sauer off his line, ends up making the stop with his paws. It looked like it was Rose here on this near side right in front of the press box as Rose fell in, as it looks like somebody fell, but no handball. Michella was the one who was there, and he fell on the ball, and the entire bench for Philadelphia University thought there should have been a handball there. And you know what? They had a good reason. That was very close to being a handball. And the handball in the box would have turned into a penalty kick, and that wouldn't have been a very good time for it to happen at this point in the game for Molloy College. As again, they've been playing on their heels this entire second half. Just about 20 minutes into it. Across from Lynch looking for Collery. Pinballs around inside the penalty area and then knocked out of bounds. We'll have a corner kick. Fifth corner of the game, second of the half. So Rose will take it again. Again, he takes all these corner kicks for them. And most of the set pieces. 25 minutes remaining in the contest. Substitution coming in as Francato will take a seat. And it looks like Ryan Schroy will return.
Ryan Schroy replaces number 24, Felipe Francato.
So Francato, again, already with a yellow card to his name, and Schroy comes in after chipping two right over the bar. He comes across from Rose. Collery goes flying as he tries to run for it. You see the dreads falling everywhere. And another corner kick. So here is the third corner of the second half, sixth of the contest. Rose, once again, slides one in. Kenny Joseph, the redshirt freshman, right off the head. Pushes it out, but it falls right back into the box and then across the 8. Tapetto comes out and grabs it right into his body. And tells everyone, move out, move out. So Tepedo with a punt. And again, he has been very strong here in this contest. Might have been one of his best games and has been one of his best games of the season. Zach Brown wearing the captain's armband. He's had a tough task against Mosiah White, as now they've moved White to the right side of the field to try and open up some room for him. Collery slides it into Shroy. Near side of the box, chips one a little bit too far. They try and put a right-footed boot on from Rose. Settled down by Lynch, almost taken down inside the box. Top of the semicircle as McNevin takes a tumble. Couple of Rams on the ground, no foul called against them. And then Moschella pushes down. Believe that's Rose. Pushed down Rose, just gave him a little bit of a shove, and he went flying backwards by about 3 feet. And now Michelle will have a talking to by the officials, as things starting to get pretty chippy here with 23 minutes remaining here in the second half in the contest. 1-0 lead for Molloy, and again it was Mosiah White. They flank it along the near side. Here's White. Again, they moved him to this right side. Usually he plays on the left. White towards the middle of the field. Now Jimenez. Pressure coming from Shroy. We'll punch it right back to Franco. Now White, 25 yards out. Good defensive play there by Ruff, as they're able to boot it out. Gallops across the midfield. Looking ahead for Collery. Doesn't get to him. Settle down their own half of the turf. Brennan. Close to being a handball there, too. Sordo. Again, Philadelphia University not very happy with the officiating this evening. And you can tell, part of that has to, I guess I'm sure, be their frustration, too, when you haven't scored in the last 2 games and the entire first half and up to this point. Good little play by White. On a slight little touch. Sordo's pass doesn't get through. Slide tackle from Franco. Gets all ball first. Shroy was the one to fall down. 25 yards out. Coming with it is Posh. He slides in. No call there either. And there shouldn't have been one. Now here's Zach Brown on the far side. Brings it across the midfield line. Lynch. Played back into their own half for Brown. And then a couple of yards deep, they slide along the near side. Here's James Ruff. Ruff over to Shroy. Now inside the box, here's Rose. He has room to work with. Right-footed boot, and it goes right off the body of Kyle Brennan, out of bounds. Good position from Kyle Brennan. But they have been playing on their heels for close to 24 full minutes here of the second half. Here comes a throw-in for the Rams. Again, going from right to left. Skies went off the head. Settled down. Shroy left-footed strike, and it goes wide left. He has had his opportunities, but he has not been able to find that back twine. Substitution coming in from Molloy, and we'll get it.
Number 12, Henry Vasconez, replacing number 6, Lucio Sorto.
So Lucio Sorto will step out as Henry Vasconez will step in, 5'9", 130-pound freshman from Valley Stream Central. And again, this is a non-conference bout. So it definitely makes a little more sense why Danny Longo would maybe give some of his freshmen in there, as Mosiah White and Angelo Dembalis have some pushing and shoving and some words after the whistle. And he went down again. White has been talking a lot to these guys, and again, not a guy that he's going to get frustrated and really throw a hit first. But you can tell he was getting frustrated there as he was taken down late and there was no call. And then got into the face, Dumbalis. 20 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the contest, and this game is getting very chippy. Canella slides one in towards the box. Headed out. As it pinballs around and then booted high in the air about 4 stories high. As Zach Brown settles it down on that far touchline, knocked out of bounds. Here comes the throw-in. Brown curves one towards the middle of the field. Now on the near side of the turf. It's James Ruff. The senior works the ball in, and it's going to be a corner kick. Fourth corner of the half, seventh of the contest. Rose again to take it. And Molloy has been playing on their heels this entire second half. Tons of opportunities for Philadelphia University as they trail 1-0. Long cross, headed on, wide right. Chesky was the one that's going to be accredited with the shot.
Back in number 21, Stephen Palomini, replacing number 13, Kyle Brennan.
So Palomini in for Brennan, as Kyle got some good hard minutes in there, as Stephen was able to take a little bit of a breather. And nobody really saw that, but in the middle of the field, Messiah White grabbing and tucking onto the jersey of the All-American Angelo Bimbalis. So those two have had a good battle here the last couple of minutes. Something to keep an eye on. Number 10 in white and number 20 in maroon. Vescones. He turns the ball over, sent back. And Joseph will push it up along to this near line. And as I was starting to mention before, there was some extracurricular activity on the pitch, was that the fact that you have a couple of freshmen in here, again, Kenny Joseph and steps in, and then you have somebody like Henry Vescones come in, and for Vescones, again, this is just his second appearance all season. He played 56 minutes in his first one as White goes straight into the box, taken down, ball first. Best scoring chance of the half for Molloy. But as I was mentioning before for Danny Longo, if you're going to put your freshmen in, it might as well be now. Give them a chance to play with the lead. See what they can do. Test them out. Because, again, this is a non-conference battle before you have to deal with some more conference affairs this upcoming weekend. 17:30 remaining here in the contest. Troy goes past Fackner. But the pass doesn't get to Colry. It's stopped by Moschella as Steven Jimenez looks like he's cramping up on the field. So once the ball goes out of bounds, clock's going to be stopped, and he's just going to stretch out here. It looks like nothing more than a cramp. But it's the same leg that he actually before had to try and stretch out, so he kind of knew, I guess, it was coming. Again, Jimenez does have injuries to his leg in the past, but this doesn't look anything more than just a cramp. 17:07 on the clock. Here in the second half, 1-0 lead by Molloy on a Messiah White goal, his 5th of the season, and his ECC leading 12th point of the year, assisted by Stephen Palomini, his second assist of the campaign. And that's where we've been the entire time, even though Philly U has been putting up a lot of pressure here in the second half. It seems like this entire second half of action so far has really been in this attacking third. Luckily for Sauer, he hasn't had to make too many saves. There's a little heel kick behind the back by Colry, and it goes wide left. Good scoring opportunity there, and we said that numerous times. We're approaching 18 minutes, a little more than 18 minutes in the second half. And again, 18 minutes, it seems like it's been over here. Off the head of Dumbalis, but wide right. We've said that time and time again as they are heavily outshooting Molloy in this contest. As another substitution will come back out.
Molloy, number 15, Manuel Roach, replacing number 31, Ryan Fackner.
So Manuel Roach, 5'6", 135-pound redshirt junior from Belrose, New York, attended Queens High School of Teaching. settle down on their own end. Here's Roche, first touch on the ball. A little give and go, has some trouble, almost trips over it, and then does trip over it. But Roche still gets the ball up through the midfield to Visconis. Now here's Stephen Polomini. And the senior taken down hard, no call. Right in the middle of the field, at that midfield line, and then a foul afterwards, and it looked like that one's going to be a card against Visconis. And then more pushing and shoving afterwards between Dale McNevin, Dembalis, and Cesar Romero. Romero actually the one who's talking the most. Now Lester Franco gets in Romero's face. Again, Franco already has a yellow card today. Prime field position here for Rose. 15-15 exactly on the clock here in the second half of action. Two-man wall. It's going to be Visconis and Jimenez. Here's Rose. Shoots one high over the net. I think the pedo might have gotten a hand on that. So fifth corner of the second half, eighth of the contest. And a substitution as Lynch will step off.
For Philadelphia, number 2, Dominic Rodriguez replaces number 9, Jordan Lynch.
Rodriguez, 5'11", 180 senior. This one a slow roller into the box and cleared all the way out. Off the head of Collery. He takes a stumble. Cleared out to the midfield. Good battle with Mosiah White. And the foul's going to go against Philly U, as Philly U started that up a little too early, the Rams did. The referee still says to continue to play instead of restarting that, and I'm not sure about that call. Collery gives chase. McNevin tries to punch one out. Jimenez takes a fall here as Schroy puts pressure on him. Top of the attacking third. It's Canella. Now Zach Brown pinching in. Brown, and on a slide tackle is Visconis. Well, check that actually, excuse me, it's Kenny Joseph. Spins one along to the far side of the turf. White goes around one defender. That was Dembalis. That just made an All-American look like a pylon out there. And then eventually knocked out of bounds will be a throw-in. 13 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the second half. Still 1-0. Mosiah White has the only goal. Dan Savarino here with you to Molloy Lions Sports Network. And again, we'll have a very, very short pregame, if any pregame, actually, because we have a doubleheader here. Volleyball will take on LIU Post. 6 o'clock start, 5:45 pregame right here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. I'll have all the action for you there. Billy Correa will speak to us before the contest if we have a chance. As the shadows come right across this near part of the field on the beautiful Thursday afternoon that it was and has been. A good hard-fought battle between Philadelphia University and Molloy College. 3-2 Lions, 3-2 Rams. Now Michella. Here's Roche. Quick touch across for Franco. But Schroy is aggressive. Goes around one defender and then taken down. Tripped one along the far side. Pinching in is Joseph. And Brown with the turnover. A mishandle and a rare mishandle by the co-captain. As White, ball gets knocked out of bounds in front of the Lion bench. Danny Longo over there will hold on to it.
In from Molloy, number 6, Lucio Sorto to replace number 12, Henry Viscones.
So Viscones gets a couple of good minutes in there. Sorto will return to the pitch.
Actually, it was my last piece to be completely honest.
You girls don't believe it.
Throw in. Left wing.
Yes, please. Oh, thanks, Dan. Thank you. Yeah, one person looks after me. Terrible.
Ishmael Colry plays it back to Zach Brown, the right back. Here's Rose, the French native, into the attacking third, but he has trouble getting through Polomini. Good defensive play there from Steven. Then Ballas, again the team's leading goal scorer with 3, leads one ahead for Colry. Colry with the right-footed boot, and its stop goes out of bounds. Another corner kick. Make it 6.5. Make it 9 in the contest. Corners are 9-1. Here's Rose with 10:30 to play. The outswinger. Off the head is Dembalis, but high over the bar. It's been close to 35 minutes of nonstop pressure in this half of the turf. But Philadelphia University has put an onslaught of shots on. Some off the noggin, some off the boot. But neither have been able to tickle the twine. Jimenez with a good play. Settle back down their own penalty area for Moschella. Now Roche keeps it inside the near touchline. Running ahead was rough, and actually he got pulled on the back of the jersey. So we're going to have a free kick here in a very good position, about 25 yards out. Prime opportunity for this squad. Canella's going to take it. They spin one ahead, looking for Ruff. He tries to put a second chance effort on and then head it right inside the 8. But it just goes right into the paws of Steven Tapetto. So the 6'2", 160 sophomore keeper making start number 6 on the year, and he is not allowed a tally today. And Dowling, NYIT, those are the next 2. Both of them are going to be at home Saturday and Saturday. We'll have all the action here in the Molloy Lions Sports Network game schedule. For more information, log on to MolloyLions.com or follow us on social media at Molloy Lions. Here's White inside the penalty area. Moves to the top of the semicircle with the left foot. They try and chip one back over to White, and he just buzzes all around the field. Gives to Roche, whose pass doesn't make it past. And now Jimenez will send it to the far side of the 18. And then taken out of bounds. It'll be from right to left. Kyle Posh, again, been pretty non-existent here in the second half. He had some good touches in the first one, but it was stumbling a little bit and struggling a little bit, actually, in the first half. But it got the ball a lot more, at least on his foot. Canella funnels one, but turned over. As Manny Roach just didn't make the play that he wanted to on it. But still a good defensive play nonetheless. Collery goes down as he bumps into a couple of defenders, and you wonder if that's so much just trying to get the foul there, as Tapetto ends up having to pick it up after some pressure coming. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the half. And in regulation, 1-0 on a Mosiah White goal, assisted by Stephen Polomini. That came way back in the first half. Couple of substitutions, we'll get him for you in just a brief moment.
From Molloy, number 13, Kyle Brennan replaces number 10, Mosiah White. Number 31, Ryan Fackner replaces number 15, Manuel Roach. And for Philadelphia, number 29, Devin Nemes checks in for number 2, Dominic Rodriguez.
So those are your substitutions. Mosiah White with a very strong game. And he'll take a seat on the bench. Or maybe the rest of it or just a couple of minutes. We'll see. As Posh forces a turnover inside the penalty area. He fights for it with the defense. But coming away with it is Dumbalis. Quick give and go pass. Here's Collery. And Franco comes right around him and takes him down. That's going to be a foul every single time. Spun back here on the near side of the field. Here's Rose. Jimenez and Schroy both fall to the turf. No call. Knocked out. And a throw in. Here's Ruff. Leads one ahead. It was looking for Dumbalis, who again is pinched in here when they need him. 5:45 left. And another corner kick. Rose will take it. It's the 7th corner of the half, 10th of the contest. 10-1 in corners right now in favor of Philadelphia University. 1-0 in favor of the score. And that one goes straight into Tapetto. Came right off the line, saw it the entire way, didn't have that second chance help from getting a deflection on. And Steven Tapetto has been very strong. No question has been the MVP of this contest. 5 minutes away from his first clean sheet. Brennan. Now, here's Posh. Gallops through the midfield. Leads ahead for Sordo. Top left of the box. Left-footed strike. Wide right. Good scoring opportunity there. That would have put this game away. Here's Sordo again. Sordo down the left wing. And just mishandles it right on that end line. And it looks like now he's cramping up on that far corner. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. And we'd like to thank all our viewers, each and every broadcast. Without you, we're pretty much just talking heads. So looks like Messiah White's going to return to the contest in a moment. And Lynch also will come in. We'll get the official wording from public address announcer Rick Rossetto in just a moment.
For Molloy, number 10, Mosiah White, replaced number 6, Lucio Sorto. For Philadelphia, number 9, Jordan Lynch, replaced number 29, Devin Nemes.
Throwing into the Molloy attacking, or Molloy defending half, excuse me. Here's Canella. Slides one ahead, looking for Rose. Almost gets around Michella. As Jimenez is now on the floor and actually took a boot right to the head accidentally. And it was Rose who went over and apologized to Jimenez after the play for that, as he's now cramping up again. But still that right leg that he's had trouble with this evening, especially here in the second half. Again, 3:47 remaining in the contest. 1-0 is still the score. The Rams have not lost to an ECC opponent this year, with wins over Queens College and Mercy. So they're 2-0, and Molloy looks to make that 2-1 for them. Jimenez gets an applause from the Lion faithful here in the stands this afternoon at Skello Sports Complex. And it looks like he's actually going to have to come off this time, as Danny Longo will make a substitution. It's George Sinecor who will replace him.
For Molloy, number 2, George Sinecor, replaces number 4, Stephen Jimenez.
So McNevin chips ahead along the right flank. Franco gives a run here in the near wing. Franco just shy of the near touchline by about a foot or two. Double teamed into the near corner, knocked out of bounds. Rams ball from right to left. 3:30 left. The guys in all maroon looking to try and tie this score. Long throw in off Fackner's head. Settled down by Brennan. Right off the noggin. Passes over to Posh. Now Fackner. Ryan along the near wing. Goes one-on-one with the defender. A good defensive play by Chesky. Now Michella ties up with Rose, and a foul's going to go against them.
Why did the clock stop?
Stop the clock for what?
Why did the clock stop for a free kick?
2:55 left.
But there was ways to stop it.
Canella, now Brown. Chips one in towards the penalty area, off the head of Collery, but spins right into the paws of Steven Tepetto. Very strong afternoon from Steven Tepetto. And he has been a gigantic reason while this score is 1-0. Here's White. Goes past two defenders, blazing speed along the left wing. White against Brown, and Brown knocks it out. Molloy ball. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Oh, yeah? What time's ours? What time's ours? The Maris is at 3.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
On the throw-in into the penalty area. Booted out, top of the semicircle. Good chance for Franco, and then a right-footed strike. Doesn't even make it towards the goal. Here's Ruff. Off the head of Sinecor. Sent back down. McNevin right off the noggin. Settled down by Lynch. But a good defensive play by the freshman, Kenny Joseph, who sends it and clears it. 95 seconds remaining. Canella spins the ball into the attacking third. Off the head of Moschella. Now Fackner. Here's Franco. He's taken down. Light little takedown though. Give and go. To the box. Schroy over to Lynch. Diving out to Petto. Makes the stop. And then they kick it all the way out with Kenny Joseph. Minute 10 left. Excellent defensive play there. Heads-up play by Kenny Joseph. After the misplay, which even gave them a chance to work it into the penalty area.
Half, last minute of play in regulation.
On the throw-in, Rose. Right off the thigh. Kenny Joseph sends it back into the bench and actually right into Peninsula Boulevard. 40 seconds left. Brown will have a throw-in as they move 9 up right to the penalty area. Off the head of Collery. Another throw-in with 30 seconds left. Bounces around. Posh sends it back out into the midfield. They settle down. Canella. 20 seconds left. Sends it in towards the box in. Tepetto comes out with it and will roll it all the way out along this near wing. Good slide tackle. Keeps the play alive for Ruff. 10 seconds left. And Molloy will slowly go over. As Steven Tepetto getting his very first clean sheet and well-deserved. Definitely the MVP this afternoon as the Lions defeat the defending back-to-back CACC champion Philadelphia University Rams 1-0 in this non-conference tilt. So an excellent battle as the first Goose